Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Friday Charge, brought to you by Geek Studios. As always, I am Sebastian, and he is Joel, and today is August 7th, 2026, and we've got a couple things to talk about. We're going to talk about the Ford Fathom. We're going to talk about how if you can't beat them, you join them. We're going to talk about the Cosmos, and we'll see what else we get into. So without further ado, let's plug in and get started. All right, our first topic of the night, introducing the Ford Fathom. Ford this week let out a little more information on the upcoming universal EV pickup truck. Most importantly, the name. The new model is being called the Ford Fathom. Ford says they chose this name because of its definition, which when I Googled the definition of the word fathom, I know what the word fathom means. I just wanted to see what would happen. Google told me it is a, quote, nautical unit of length equal to 6 feet used to measure water depth. That was the first definition Google gave me. Something tells me that's not what Ford meant. Or I don't know, maybe they're trying to say it's going to have like a 6-foot bed or something. No, I feel like they maybe actually wanted the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition, which is to penetrate and come to understand. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, Ford said they chose the name because of a dictionary definition, so I had to go to the dictionary.
Just gotta take a drink of water and you can keep talking.
Ford also gave us our first peek at pricing. The base standard range pickup will start at $28,350 before destination charges. That's not too much more than the starting price of the Slate pickup, which is $24,950. And this vehicle has 4 doors and probably comes with a lot more features standard. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but let's move on. In fact, Ford, as you know, when we're on the subject of features and things that are standard, Ford is claiming the vehicle will be standard with a large touchscreen, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, Blue Cruise, vehicle to load capability, a digital key, and more. Ford's not giving us any more concrete specs on the truck yet, but they are still targeting early 2027 for the vehicle to go on sale. So, Joel, we were already pretty like, the Slate's a little bit too expensive for what it is. If you can actually get one of these for like $29,500 after destination, what's the market for a Slate?
It's not, because what did you spec the Slate at? The one we were looking at, like 28?
Like 30 grand.
Yeah, and it still had a wind down windows and no
2 doors, 2 seats,
no screens, AC. That's about it.
Probably no driver's assistance except what's federally required.
Yep. Probably no, nothing fancy, no automatic seats, nothing like that. So,
and is from a company that we can't be certain will be here.
Don't know how we'll service them. Don't know how they'll, do repairs on them yet. Don't know anything about that yet.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Ford nails it on this price at around 29, 30 grand, I think it puts the Slate in a very awkward predicament, because why would you want something stripped down and for a grand or two more get a full-fledged EV with more range? It'll probably come in around 280 to 300. The low-end model is what I'm thinking. It doesn't make sense. It's just,
well, I'm thinking since they did go ahead and call out a standard range battery, that they might have a bigger battery of the Fathom. So even if it's like 220, 230 on the standard range, kind of think about lightning numbers here. That's still better than the Slate.
Yep.
Or at least comparable, I think.
Yep. I think it will be. I think it's going to be around 2. I think you'll see it at the low end 250, 260. For some reason, 253 sticks in my head, if that's the low end model. But still, that's how much more than a Slate.
Is that your crystal ball?
That's my crystal ball. 253. Remember that in this episode. So.
But no, I mean, I'm excited to see what Ford actually pulls off on this, especially as we get closer. I mean, if they're targeting early 2027, there ain't much time left before we have to see the thing, right?
Yep. I mean, we have some pictures of it on testing here that's in Canada.
Yeah, and it's been spotted testing at some Tesla Superchargers and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited to actually see the final views. We're pretty confident it's going to be a bit like a Maverick, maybe slightly larger. But if it starts at the price it starts at, and assuming they don't nickel and dime you on options too bad,
Yep.
It probably will be a winner. Hopefully, Ford needs it to
Yeah.
be.
So, question: would you have called it the Ford Fathom, or like everyone else? Why just not call it a Maverick EV? I mean, just keep
I
the.
don't know.
I don't know.
The name doesn't bother me.
Yep.
Because I mean, it's not a Maverick. I think that's the
Yep.
whole thing, is they're wanting to have it to be its own lineage, its own model name. I think they ticked off enough people borrowing model names last time that
Like Mach-E. Yep. Mustang
yeah,
Mach-E. Yep.
like Mustang,
Yep.
and Lightning even probably ticked some people off because of the old Lightnings and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. I'm sure they're probably excited to start with a clean slate.
Yep. I like it too. Just Fathom is interesting. I saw they had some other names. They have reading with articles that they have copyrighted too, and some of them are maybe upcoming EV models. So maybe we'll
Hmm.
see those here in a couple years.
Hmm. All right, moving on. If you can't beat them, you know the other half.
Join
In a
them.
bit of shocking news this week, that was an unintentional pun, I'm sorry. Charger operator EVgo announced that they would be joining the Tesla Supercharger for Business program. EVgo announced that they have signed an agreement with Tesla to install hundreds of EVgo brand owned and branded version 4 Tesla Superchargers across the US, with the first sites expected to open later this year. EVgo will call these locations, get ready, this is super creative. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
EVgo Superchargers. And they will expect to have up to 20 stalls at some locations.
Wow.
EVgo Superchargers, like the other Supercharger for Business units, will show up natively in the Tesla navigation and be included in route planning. EVgo will be installing units featuring Tesla's Magic Dock system so that both CCS and NACS vehicles can charge natively. So
Mm.
this is super interesting to me, and they haven't really gone into much detail on it yet. Other than just like, obviously, so you'll probably have plug and charge on a Tesla.
Mm.
You'll have it in your Tesla screen, whatever. Will non-Teslas activate these EVgo stations with the Tesla app? But then other EVgo stations still have to be activated using the EVgo app? Because currently, Tesla Supercharger for Business sites are all managed in the Tesla app.
Yeah, that's true.
So is EVgo going to now have two completely different customer experiences? Will this be the first time we see Tesla Superchargers for Business integrated into a third-party app so that EVgo can keep just the EVgo app? How does this work if you have, for example, I have an Ioniq 5 and a Bolt, both of which I have set up on auto charge with EVgo for plug and charge capability. If I go to one of these supercharger or EVgo superchargers, will my plug and charge work? Or will it be through the Tesla app where I don't get plug and charge and I have to do it manually that way? It's like the user experience leaves a lot of question in my brain. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
hardware should be solid. The hardware, except there have been some quirks and flaws with V4 so far, but should be fairly solid, especially, in comparison to the other hardware EVgo has historically used. But it just does leave a lot of questions for me on like, what does the end experience end up being for the driver?
Yeah, and how does this? Any word on how this affects their partnership with Pilot Flying J?
I imagine they'll still be rocking on. We might, because that's
Yep.
GM Energy doing
Yep.
that one. So who knows? That might continue being the Delta units that they've been using. But I wasn't really thinking about this in a partnership. I just am very curious to know what the user experience will be. And are we going to be charging 75 cents a kilowatt hour or 80 cents a kilowatt hour for
Yeah, because
for
I
these
think.
two?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what
Because if
Tesla's.
Tesla's getting 10 cents to maintain the like app connections and whatever, then
And my question is, which one takes priority in the app? If I'm driving through Atlanta, I don't have time to sit there and stifle through all the maps and charging all that. Which one I want to go to? What if I don't want to go to this one that costs 20 cents more? What if I want to go to the Tesla one 5 miles down the road and save 10 cents? So I don't know, how would that work in the app? Because that's not something you want to fool with when you're driving down the road at 75 miles an hour,
right.
on your navigation or something like that, or on a better route planner or the Tesla app itself. I mean, it's just going to be, I assume it's going to activate like the other non-Teslas do in the app. You have to pull up and pick a stall and plug in. That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong, but I'm assuming it's going to be that way. You'll like, just like how we charge at our cars at a Tesla Supercharger now.
Sorry, you cut out. What was that?
I said, I think that's how I honestly think it's going to be the same way we charge our non-Teslas at Tesla Supercharge. You'll have to open the app.
Yeah.
You'll have to choose a stall, hit start. I don't think it's going to be automatically a plug and charge, but if it is, that's great.
Right. Anyway, moving on. Joel, you did a couple mini charge episodes that were also some news stories from the week, so I'll let you kind of get into the first one, which is the Volvo EX50.
So the Volvo EX50. So our two mini charge episodes for this week, one was audio only, one that was the Tuesday episode, and one was video and audio only. That was the Wednesday episode. We talked about two new EVs coming out. One is coming to America. One is not coming to America. I feel like I should do my Eddie Murphy impression. They're coming to America, but we won't do that. So yeah. So just some talking points about that. We'll start with the A2. So Audi A2 is. Do you know much about the old Audi A2 or not?
No.
It was before you were born, probably. It was before you were born.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
It's kind of like a small aluminum kind of.
Yeah. I do know about that Audi A2. Yeah. I lied to you. Yes. I'm sorry.
Yes, even though it was before you were born. Yeah. So Audi is saying it's its most efficient vehicle. So posting a WLTP rating of 12.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Do you know what that translates to in American math, Sebastian?
No, I don't. I'm assuming you've done the math.
4.85 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty.
I've made this joke before, Joel. You know what the W stands for?
What?
In WLTP.
What?
Wishful.
Wishful. Yes, I know wishful. Yes. The car was tested at 35 miles an hour on a 70-degree cloudy day. Yeah. 403 miles of range is what they're saying. So
wishful.
Which doesn't matter because we're not getting it here in America. So we'll talk about it in other measurements, which is 649 kilometers. So it does have active and passive aerodynamics, 0.24 drag coefficient, that's pretty dang good. It has the active cooling shutters in the lower grille. We're familiar with those with your Hyundai that just like to just do it randomly. And has some stuff in the wheel arches, curtains to help with the aerodynamics too. It does cell to pack. It's an LFP battery. It's going to have employ 61 kilowatt hour lithium LFP battery, integrated, like I said, via cell to pack. This is something they're really promoting: wall box charging efficiency. So they overhauled the power electronics and the adaptive, thermal management to achieve 89.6 AC home charging efficiency. And that's about 10% more than what normal home charging gets you for loss of efficiency. So meaning power is less power loss during overnight charging. I'm not sure how they're doing it.
Right.
It does come with bidirectional vehicle to load, vehicle to home. Starts at 38 euro, which in here is about $44,000 in the US. It's being built in Germany. It's going to be about $10,000 less than the regular Q4 e-tron. But yeah, it's going to stay in Europe and international markets. We don't get it here. Sorry. A car we are getting here. Anything you want to share about that? Any questions about that or not before I go talk Volvo? Okay, cool.
No, let's talk
Next
Volvo.
Let's talk Volvo. So Volvo is introducing the EX50. So they have the EX60. They have the EX90. They had the EX30, but we don't see that here in North America. They have the EX40, which is just basically the XC40 Recharge, I believe, So, but this EX50 is supposed to take the place of kind of like the EX40 and EX30. So a lot of people are speculating that the EX40 is going to go bye-bye, which makes sense. It's built on a kind of a hybrid or
it's a gas platform converted to EV.
Yeah. So, here's the interesting part: targeting a sub 50K. So they're saying 48,000 to start, which not bad, but it's larger, taller, and longer than the EX40.
Okay.
And the EX40 is like mid to high 50s. So you're getting a more car for less. It's 800 volt architecture. Their SPA 3 platform. I think we've talked a little bit about that. Maybe some other EX videos. In which they said they've worked out all the bugs. 10 to 80% in under 20 minutes.
That's a dangerous phrase to claim.
They say they've worked out all the bugs. We'll see. They 10 to 80% in under 20 minutes. They say improve software stability and enhance cabin space. So they've been able to put, just like our cars, they push the wheels out as far as they can to give you more cabin space. Right now it's codenamed V326. supposedly they're going to begin production here very soon. And no, next year in 2027 in Slovakia. Which actually they're hoping to get 90,000 EX50 units annually at full capacity out of that place. So,
Cool.
They're trying to get this to compete with the Model Y, Hyundai, Mach-E, things like that. And the video I did last week on Wednesday, not last week, the video I did earlier this week on Wednesday, I do a little comparison of the kind of how three kind of, line up with each other. So if you want to see that, it's only a 10-minute video, go watch that. But yeah, I was kind of really excited about this because we've been to a couple of videos. We love the EX90. It's
The
a great
EX90 is awesome.
Yep. Haven't driven the EX60 yet because it's not here. But yeah, we're hoping this comes in. I'm sure it's gonna have similar vibes to the EX60, just smaller. So I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah. And while we're talking about mid-size crossovers, luxury crossovers, the Cosmos is delayed. Lucid this week announced that its upcoming Cosmos EV would be delayed until, quote, at least 2027, instead of the 2026 release originally planned and announced. More importantly, I just kind of want to read you the new CEO's statement on this. So Lucid recently got a new CEO, okay? Quote, "We're not going to make the mistake of past where products, great cars, were in fact tainted by launching before things were ready. I think it's going to be 27, most likely the second half of 27. End quote. That's a fantastic amount of clarity and just kind of introspective reflection from a CEO of like any automaker. They're not usually so open that they screwed things up.
Yep. We effed up, y'all.
Yeah, because like it's no secret that the Air launched and was a hot mess at launch. Yes. And then 4 years later, or however long later, when the Gravity launched, it was also a hot mess at launch with like stupid issues that made the cars either undrivable or unbearable to live with. And it sounds like new Lucid might not be about that life. Honestly, this shouldn't be surprising. This new midsize SUV is probably the most important vehicle Lucid will ever launch. They cannot afford to mess this up, quite literally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, do they make it? Can they make it to late 2027? I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm wondering. So,
but yeah, I mean, once they get there, though, like what we said with Rivian, they cannot afford to have this mess up. They can't afford a blip. They cannot. The launch has to go as expected for them. Otherwise, I feel like, are just in trouble. Like circling the toilet trouble.
Yeah, looking at this article from Car Scoops, they only delivered less than 4,000 vehicles in the second quarter.
Yep.
I mean, it was a 19% improvement from a year ago, but still,
right?
4,000 in 3 months.
That's not much. Yeah,
that's not a lot of money coming in. No, it's not. Just burning through that cash. Let's throw it on the fire.
Yeah. But yeah, I am excited about this. I mean, because Lucid makes a good car once they get the bugs and iron. Once they get all the kinks out, they beat them out of it. So I'm excited to see this. Like, I'm excited to see Lucid's take on something like a Model Y or an EX50 or Mach-E or, that size vehicle. I'm excited to see it. I just, A, hope they make it that far, and B, I hope they get the launch right.
Yeah, and by that time, we're talking a lot of players in the game at that price point. We're talking R2 has now been out for a year. Volvo's coming in at that price now. We'll always have the Model Y. We'll always have the Ioniq 5. Maybe we'll hear something from Ford by then, but they'll still have the Mach-E. I mean, Toyota and Subaru are going to have their cars at that price range, which are doing pretty well right now. So it's going to be a crowded market at that $40,000 to $50,000 price range. And someone's not going to make it. So we shall see.
By the way, guys, I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I'm trying so hard.
He's had a rough day.
And our final scripted topic of the night, the Ioniq 6N is still on. Hyundai this week confirmed to media that the upcoming Ioniq 6N is still coming to the U.S. after rumors began swirling that we wouldn't be getting the new model. These rumors seem to be focused around someone at a dealership claiming that Hyundai told them it wasn't happening. Yeah. And it's a really good reason why, in general, you just don't trust car dealerships.
Yeah.
just
they don't really know what's going on at the corporate level. So
yeah, it's like if a salesman tells you something about a future product or whatever, it's probably bullcrap.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's always bullcrap, but it's probably bullcrap. Anyway, Hyundai expects the new model to be available by the end of 2026 and has reiterated that, quote, there have been no changes in Hyundai's plan for the Ioniq 6 in the United States, end quote.
Good.
So I don't have that many other notes on this. Just, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that it was rumored that it wasn't happening. I just kind of want to be like, hey, it is legitimately happening. Of course, we don't see pricing or anything. I'll be curious to see what that ends up being. Hyundai did just recently drop the price of the 5N by like $6,000. And so I'll be curious to see if this comes in a lot higher than that, or if it comes in at a similar price or lower, or, I'll be interested. But also, of course, they're not bringing that many of them over, I imagine, since they are importing just this trim level.
Yeah.
I'm excited though to see how, see these and maybe get to drive one at some point. Because the 6 had its flaws. I think part of its flaw that I had on that when we drove it was because it wasn't the 5. It had the inherent flaws that come around with having a sedan versus a crossover.
Hit my head in the back seat.
But as a sports car,
yeah,
it makes sense. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it too. I mean, I would say out of all the EVs we have reviewed, new EVs we have reviewed, the Ioniq 6 was probably one of my least favorite. The Ioniq 5 is great. I mean, it's spacious. It does what it needs to do, right? And the Ioniq 6 just kind of felt cramped. I just felt tight in there. Like I said, it hit my head in the back seat. It was kind of tight up front. Then again, I'm not a real big sedan person. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're keeping the N over here because it does make sense for like a sports car because Hyundai really doesn't have a sports car. But yeah, I say they'll probably bring over a couple thousand units, and that's probably going to be it. That's all they'll sell out of this for an entire year. Yep.
All right, so that's the end of our scripted topics. So I want to talk about something real quick. Joel, did you know we have some of the coolest viewers in the world? I know the answer is yes.
I've been following the email chain because me and Sebastian both get the same emails, and I've not stopped sharing. There we go. All right. I followed the email chain just because I'm nosy and we share the same email. So one of us can answer. So if you email us at info@evgeekstudios.com, either me or Sebastian are going to email you back and we're both going to read it. But I kind of have been paying much attention to this because you've been handling it. And so tell a little bit about what we got from one of our viewers. Pretty cool. And we'll give him a shout out on here. You just got it in the mail and what we're planning on doing with it.
Yeah, so we have a viewer, Josh. He's reached out to us a couple times over the last year or so, just random questions here or there, and he's a pretty self-professed comma enthusiast. If you don't know, Comma AI is like a DIY open source method to add some safe self-driving, I didn't mean to say the word safe, I meant to say self-driving capabilities to vehicles that were not shipped with it. People use these to add things like adaptive cruise to cars that never had adaptive cruise, or lane keep and lane centering to cars that never had it. It is essentially a smartphone with a bunch of cameras on it that has only one job, and that's to run models to predict driving and center you in the lane and things like that. And we got an email a few weeks ago from Josh, and he was like, hey, I bought a second comma and don't need it yet. I bought it because it was on sale. Do you guys want it for a little while? To which I said, yeah, if you're offering, I'm not going to say no. Mm-hmm. And so he bought a comma 4. He was originally going to send us the comma 3X that he already has, put the comma 4 in his car, whoop-de-doo. Until last week, I got an email. And he was like, hey, so I haven't swapped them yet. What if I just sent you the comma 4?
Nah. Ooh.
So it's here. It's arrived. Josh, huge thanks. I will take good care of it. Let me know when you want it back. And I'm super excited to play with this. I'm just waiting for the harness to come in at this point, and then I can mount it to the car, but it just sits on the windshield. You can see we've got 2 cameras here that will look out the front windshield. You got a little screen back here, and then another camera here to do driver monitoring. And so it'll be really cool to check this out and see, because you and I have talked about this quite a bit. On our cars, which it looks like the HDA system in the EV6 is actually like one of the dev cars that they use on this. Like one of the in the team of people that work hard on it, one of them has an EV6. And so that's kind of what a lot of the development has been done on. And you and I have talked about this quite a bit. The adaptive cruise control is great. Like it does a really good job keeping distance, keeping speeds, reacting to things, whatever. The lane keep is solid, but can be very annoying sometimes.
Yes.
Either ping-ponging randomly or randomly disengaging or randomly asking you to put your hands on the wheel and then you do it and then it disengages or your hands on the wheel and they've not left and things like that. So the way it works is it has a little wiring harness that sits between your car's lane keep camera. You put it in line and then a USB-C cable comes from it to the comma. Actually can have he sent, which I have to remember to return. So this is a Toyota harness. So this is not the harness for my car, but it's got so here's the harness. So it goes boom, one end to the car, one end to the lane keep camera. And then there's this little box on it with, where's the camera? There it is. Just a USB-C on it. And the USB-C goes from there to the camera.
And that just, it looks like it's got some 3M tape and it sticks somewhere.
Yep. It sticks under that little black cover. Okay, that is one thing. I'm going to have to take the fit cam out of my car to use it, which I'm a little bummed about. But it's okay because
that's a solid camera. Yeah.
But this also works as a dash cam. So
there you go.
Works for me. Anyway, but part of what it does is so you can, in the comma, you can set it up to do either lanes. You can have it do just the lane keep, or you can have it do lane keep and adaptive cruise. So I'm kind of thinking initially, without having used one yet, I'll probably, for starters, have it just do the lanes because the adaptive cruise in our cars is pretty dang good. Because basically, if you have it do your adaptive cruise, it's only doing camera based. It's not using the radars at that point. And the adaptive cruise on our cars is good, so I feel pretty confident in it. I'm okay to do just lane keep. But one of the things it also can do, because it's sitting on the CAN bus, when it's active, you don't have to keep your hands on the wheels.
Really?
It will allow you to do hands free. It won't nag you. It won't whatever. And since it has a little screen, you can kind of glance at it for confidence, like make sure, it sees it. There's supposed to be a method that you can go in and do navigation with it where you can give it that destination and it will try to follow stoplights and straight signs and make turns and things like that. So I'm really excited to check it out. So once the harness and stuff gets in here, I'll make a video kind of installing it in my car, talking about it. So I'm giving a brief overview and maybe go through some of the setup on it. And then we'll probably do a separate video at some point, just how it drives, do kind of like what we do with FSD videos, or we'll just set up a camera in the back somewhere so you can see out the front windshield and just go and see what happens. And depending on how things go, I would love to do a comma versus FSD versus, just the native lane keep on your car or something like that, go in and put a destination into a GPS and say, okay, we're all going to drive here and then just see what happens. Because obviously I would feel like FSD is better. But how
I'm
much
sure it
better?
is.
Because again, you have to remember, this is like an 8-year-old. This is essentially the processor from a cell phone from 8 years ago. And the fact that it can do any of this is amazing. So I'm really excited about that. Huge thanks to Josh. Huge props to him for sending this over to us. We'll take good care of it,
Josh. We'll take good care of it.
I'm very excited.
Yes. So yeah, we'll get a couple videos out of it. We'll get to see the install. We'll get to see how it works. I'm excited about it. Like I said, I don't know much about Sebastian's kind of our tech nerd. He's our resident tech nerd on the podcast. So I'm just the looks, he's a tech nerd. So
sure about that?
And maybe the other way around. Maybe you're the look and the tech nerd. I don't know. So
I just think we're missing looks.
Yes. Maybe I'm just here and you're the tech nerd. We are geeks.
I just keep you around because you're funny.
I keep you around because I'm funny and I can do mini charge episodes on Wednesday. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. So yeah, but I haven't been following any of it. I really didn't know much about it. I just been saying, did you respond? Did you respond? He was like, yeah, I'd respond. I was like, all right, cool. Just want to make sure. But yeah, totally excited because we like to play with new toys.
Yeah. And other than that, not much going on.
Nope.
Don't know what we're releasing Monday. Can't tell you what's happening next week. I'm so ready for back to school season to be over.
Me too.
Get back into my chill groove that I like and am used to. Because because I
Me
feel like
too.
I'm just going 90 miles an hour just all the time right now. And I'm just like,
I think I was out at I think I texted you last night. I'm exhausted. I don't think I saw 8 p.m. last night. So it was rough. And I slept till 8. So I got 12 solid hours last night. It was nice.
See, so you didn't get up till 8, which means you didn't have to be at work. It's like, meanwhile, I'm.
Oh, no, I had to be at work at 8:30. I just got up at 8.
Okay.
It was shower, grab a coffee, and get to where I needed to be. I had something going on. I'd be at 8:45. So yeah. So I was there. But I slept in.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you all for plugging into the Friday Charge. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your auditory enjoyment, make sure you follow us on there. Leave us a quick rating, comment, thumbs up, heart, whatever your platform uses. They're all a little different. I can't keep up with it. But whatever you do, it helps the show grow. So long, everyone, and we will see you on the next episode of The Friday Charge.